Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to Gallardo Garage. And today I wanted to show you something else besides the garage. Is finally some car projects. And you may already see what's inside there. And that's going to be the Subaru. So I'm going to talk about this and show you some more. So let's get into it. So here's my 2001 Subaru Impreza RS. And I converted this guy into upgraded it to a 2005 WRX US block, and then that turned out to have some head damage, so I sent that out and rebuilt another block, and finally ended up with a 2.1 displacement 2-liter. So slightly bored up. It was nice and strong. The builder was an alright builder, I guess. But I never got it really tuned, so that's what ended up kind of being the short lifespan of this vehicle. But it did give me a good, transportation during college, so, it always started. It gave me issues, but not like any other car, you work them out, so. Gone through 2, I think actually maybe even 3 transmissions, so that's a normal Subaru thing. We're just pushing around all 4 wheels and the transmissions are just garbage, I guess. They call them glass transmissions. And if you look at the interior, it's pretty dirty. It's been sitting out pretty much 5 years. And yeah, so I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I have my vacuum here, and over there you can see the complete interior. And now that we cover a little bit of the interior, the exterior is something that I wanted to talk about too. So this being an RS converted to a WRX motor transplanted in there with another transmission. So I basically was on the way to making this more of a grip car. And I went with these Avid wheels. I believe these are 17 by 9s all the way around. And then I put 245s around. So nice tall sidewalls on that to give it some really nice stance. But what happened was that I needed to get the bodywork, and I used to have flares on this car before, like the universal arches, and I didn't like that. And I always been a fan of the 22B, of course, but they didn't make a 4-door kit, at least at the time. So I got this fiberglass kit from who knows where and slapped it on, and was pretty happy with it. But as you can see, the primer started to crack off. And some other primer over here, especially in the sun, just started to peel, and that actually kind of demotivated me to continue the project. And then the final straw was that the engine blew. So once it blew, I just kind of parked it, sat it, and then I actually got my Tacoma. So that was the whole reason this thing just got neglected. But now that I built the whole shop, I'm gonna finally be able to do justice to this car. But I'm gonna be doing some unique touches to it. Now that I have the ability to actually scan and design something. But I have some concepts that I'm coming up with. Yo, what's up guys? So it's been roughly a week and a half, and guess what I got? Got this wing right here. Shout out to my guy at S30Fab on Instagram. He really hooked it up with this. Looking really awesome. And just wanted to kind of go over the next step that I'll be doing is actually removing the weather stripping and removing the doors to kind of further disassemble everything. And part of the delay with making this car just happen linearly is that I wanted to get this parts organized, and what you see here is I made a whole rack in the shop to just start organizing the parts and finally getting into the fiberglass work itself. So I've already got the other side of the shop ready, so let's take a look at that. Here I got my body, legs, stands, whatever you want to call them, my resin over there, and I got some fiberglass that will be applied on those rear doors. But first I need to get the disassembly. So alrighty guys, so now you see the doors. I fiberglassed them and sanded them down pretty much all of the afternoon yesterday. And what I did was I actually trimmed out a little bit of the excess fiberglass that I didn't need and wasn't going to use. So basically just took away what I'm not going to be needing here, took away some of the flanges to get it out of the way. But now that I've kind of leveled it off and took out a lot of the high spots just from the fiberglassing itself, it is ready for actually starting to kind of blend this shape over here. So the idea was that this is just an underneath layer to actually support all the Bondo I'm about to put. And essentially I'm going to try to keep the Bondo strip not too narrow but not too wide either, because I do want it to thin out and transition into the next door. So I'm just going to be sanding this fiberglass down to its thickness, and then I'll be transitioning and blending this seamlessly. So we're getting there. I'd say we're halfway there. Get those transitions, fill in the surface to match this over here, and then we should be ready to go and hopefully primer it and seal it up. But roughly halfway, let's get to work. Now I've done the doors and pretty much this door is almost ready to go. It's really smooth now, and you can kind of, it's a little hard to tell, but you can see when I just show here at the edge, it's actually pretty flat and consistent with the body that I started with and then extended out. And this door is looking quite good as well. I just did some last minute adjustments on here, but should be good to go pretty soon. But before we finish these off, I'm going to be moving this guy in and actually taking out the motor. So the plan is today we're going to get this out, turn it around, get it in that side, lift it up, and then I'll be able to drop the exhaust and other components, drop it down, and then take the motor out of this guy finally. Alrighty guys, check it out. Got the motor out and trans, and after a couple hours of struggle, finally got it out of this guy. And now we can go ahead and clean up and start prepping all this engine bay that I want to kind of clean up and overall spray a new color in it. But the culprit that made it really hard for me was this stupid exhaust hanger. So that was mounted on the back of the tranny, and it got all folded up because I was just trying to pull it and didn't realize that it was stuck. So crawled underneath with some tools, was able to get it, and finally got this motor and trans out. So this trans is gonna go out. I'm gonna get refreshed with new synchros, and this motor, I have no idea, but it's pretty much seized and somehow, so it doesn't crank. I'm just gonna be ripping the turbo, ripping accessories off, and probably just putting a whole new long block on it. So thanks for joining, guys. It's been quite a bit of work to be done, but I wanted to get some things done before wrapping up this episode. So thank you for tuning in to Gallardo Garage. I'll catch you next time. Peace.